There is a city, where heaven once touched the earth. A city written in every holy book, Jerusalem. For 17 years, even the Prophet of Islam faced it in prayer. Because within its walls lies a secret, one that could decide the fate of the world. Hikal-e-Suleimani has been mentioned in the Holy Quran as a mosque. And for 17 long years, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, he turned to the Bayt al-Maqdis and offered his prayers, so that he could convey the message to the Jews that the God who had sent Moses, he too, i.e. the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, should be sent as his prophet. And then, the same God who sent down the Quran is the one who sent down the Torah. Today, in order to understand the politics of the world, it is necessary to know Jerusalem in depth. Because when you do not know this world of today, i.e. Jerusalem, well, on which the great powers of the world, in reference to the deal of the century, are now uniting and giving an end to their plans, it will be impossible for you to imagine the present or the future. If you do not know this world of today, i.e. Jerusalem, well, you will not be able to understand much, because this city, which is most important for Muslims, Christians and Jews, what is its importance? The end of history, the end of time and the beginning of time, this center of contradictions, will play a very important role, perhaps the most important. The Jews believe that this is the settlement where they are waiting for their Messiah, after which their golden age will begin. And from there, that Messiah will rule the whole world. This belief is completely different from the Christians, because the Christians believe that when Jesus Christ will return, then Jerusalem will be the place from where they will confirm all the Christian beliefs, i.e. the crucifixion and resurrection. The Muslims believe that the fate of Jerusalem has been written, and it is written that it will prove the true religion of Islam, and will be a center of Christianity and Judaism. That place will be confirmed before the end of time. Because these three religions, despite being related to Prophet Abraham, have strong differences, so surely one of them will be true. Jerusalem is one of the oldest cities in the world, which has been completely destroyed at least twice in its 4,000-year history. At least twice it has been completely destroyed. There have been 52 attacks on it in history, and 64 times it has been captured by different nations. This is Tel Aviv and the Sea of Rome, which is called the Mediterranean Sea, some 60 kilometers from it, on the east side of the Dead Sea, or if you take it from the Dead Sea, then it is 33 kilometers away on the mountains of the Mount of Judah. For the Jews, it has been 3,000 years, for the Christians 2,000, and for the Muslims 1,400 years, sacred and most important. This Jerusalem city of 800,000 inhabitants, 64% Jews, 32% Muslims, and only 2% Christians live here. The Jews have about 1,204 mosques here, while the Christians have about 160 churches, and the Muslims have 73 mosques here. It is not mentioned in the Torah, but in the Gospels, it is mentioned 632 times. And its western wall, which today is the holiest place in the world for the Jews. To understand Jerusalem, let's stop for a while, and go back to the time of Prophet Abraham, so that it is easier to understand the past and the future. Prophet Abraham is also called the father of all prophets, because all the prophets after him were of his progeny. And then we send our salutations to him and all the prophets after him, i.e. Abraham and the family of Abraham. We consider it obligatory. There is a difference of about 3,000 years between Abraham and Noah. After being saved from the fire of Nimrod, Abraham migrated from Iraq to Jerusalem with his nephew, Prophet Lot, by the command of Allah. And Allah Almighty chose this piece of land in the whole world. He called it the Holy Land, and decided that the religion of Prophet Abraham will remain there. So when Allah Almighty decided that the religion of Abraham will remain there, then before the end of time, in the end of times, other religions will not be present there, because only the religion of truth and truth will be the Holy Land. It has been written in the fate of Jerusalem that it will be the proof of truth and truth, i.e. that city will bear witness, that place will bear witness. Today, looking at the walls of Jerusalem, Many ancient archaeologists look for the buildings buried in that old settlement, which have been destroyed many times, and are now out of sight. But after going there, their imagination comes alive in the mind of man. It is a wonder what was here once. For the first time, this city was built in the time of Prophet David, whose name has been mentioned 16 times in the Holy Quran. And the first prophets, i.e., David, who were also given kingship. Prophet David is the only prophet other than Prophet Adam, who is called Khalifa in the Holy Quran. Because he was given kingship, thousands of years before Christ, many areas of Palestine were taken from the Israelites. When Prophet Samuel was the ruler, but he had become very weak, so the Israelites prayed against the enemies, "O Allah, send a king to help them, because Prophet Samuel is very weak." Then Prophet Samuel, according to the command of God, appointed a king to him for 30 years. Most scholars do not accept Talut as a prophet, and he has been called Saul in the Bible. As a sign of Talut's kingship, through the angels, the coffin of Sakina was returned to the Israelites, and only then do some scholars consider him a prophet of the Israelites. What is the coffin of Sakina? According to the stories of the prophets, it contains the original copy of the Torah, 2 stones that were given to Prophet Moses on Mount Sinai, the staffs of Prophet Moses and Prophet Aaron, and a cradle, and a vessel in which Manu's selva was kept, so that the future generations remember the favor of Allah, which was done to them while they were wandering in the desert. All of them are present in the coffin of Sakina. Prophet David, as a young man, joined the army of Talut, when an enemy Palestinian wrestler was challenging the Israelites. No one had the courage to face the wrestler. On this occasion, Prophet David appeared before them and killed the wrestler. This unparalleled courage made Prophet David the apple of the eyes of all the Israelites, and Talut married his daughter to Prophet David. After a while, he became the ruler of the Israelites. Allah gave Prophet David prophethood, and gave him kingship. Prophet David also laid the foundations of Jerusalem. He also started the construction of a magnificent palace there, so that the coffin of Sakina could be preserved there. 12. And they destroyed the Temple of Solomon in such a way that it did not even have a wall in its place. And the Temple of Sakina disappeared, and the people who fled with it did not find the Temple of Sakina until today. Now the Jews were expelled from the whole area, that is, from both kingdoms, north and south. 70 years later, the Iranian king Cyrus the Great rebuilt Jerusalem again and gave the Jews a place to live. He again started the construction of the Temple of Solomon. The king, who is remembered as a very cruel ruler in history, and who had killed his own family, in addition to many Jewish ancestors, according to Jewish historians, this was the second construction of the Temple of Solomon, which he allowed. But it could only remain in place for 430 years. And he kept looking for the Temple of Sakina, to bring it back and put it in this second building, which had disappeared during the destruction of Bakht Nasser. But it could not be brought back in all this time. People kept looking for it. And this palace, which was rebuilt, was also destroyed by the Roman king Titus and then finished. When the Jews, against the Romans, it was destroyed because the Jews had tried to rebel against the Romans. And it is said that after that, about 150,000 Jews were also killed. And thousands were caught and put in amphitheaters in front of the animals by the Romans. And then no Jew was left to tell there where the Temple of Solomon was or where the Temple of Sakina had disappeared. Most Jewish historians of history are certain that this current wall is not of the Temple of Solomon. This is not the wall of the first temple that was destroyed. This is the wall of the temple that was built a second time. This is its wall. And these are the remains of it, which were destroyed by the Romans. But the Temple of Sakina, which had disappeared at the time of the first Hikal, could not be found to this day.